Bible verses about wealth. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 22. The blessing of the Lord brings wealth, without painful toil for it. Psalm chapter 112 verse 3. Wealth and riches are in their houses, and their righteousness endures forever. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 11. Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Matthew chapter 6 verses 19 to 21. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 1. A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses 17 to 19. Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. In this way, they will lay up treasure for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. Proverbs chapter 28 verse 22. A stingy man is eager to get rich and is unaware that poverty awaits him. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 10. Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. This too is meaningless. Luke chapter 12 verse 15. Then he said to them, Watch out. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 9 to 10. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 28. Those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. Mark chapter 8 verse 36. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Proverbs chapter 28 verse 20. A faithful person will be richly blessed, but one eager to get rich will not go unpunished. James chapter 5 verses 1 to 3. Now listen, you rich people, weep and wail because of the misery that is coming on you. Your wealth has rotted, and moths have eaten your clothes. Your gold and silver are corroded. Their corrosion will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire. You have hoarded wealth in the last days. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 24. The wealth of the wise is their crown, but the folly of fools yields folly. Luke chapter 6 verse 38. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 4. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your ancestors, as it is today. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 22. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Luke chapter 12 verse 33. Sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will never fail, where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. Proverbs chapter 28 verse 11. The rich are wise in their own eyes. One who is poor and discerning sees how deluded they are. Matthew chapter 19 verse 21. Jesus answered, If you want to be perfect, go, sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me. Proverbs chapter 23 verses 4 to 5. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Do not trust your own cleverness. Cast but a glance at riches, and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly off to the sky like an eagle. Luke chapter 16 verse 11. So if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? Proverbs chapter 11 verse 4. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 16. Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9. Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. Psalm chapter 49 verses 16 to 17. Do not be overawed when others grow rich when the splendor of their houses increases. For they will take nothing with them when they die, their splendor will not descend with them. Proverbs chapter 30 verses 8 to 9. Keep falsehood and lies far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Otherwise, I may have too much and disown you and say, Who is the Lord? Or I may become poor and steal, and so dishonor the name of my God. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Thanks for watching.